Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to Divine Invocations. And this deck is the Gita deck. Let's go ahead and check out the divine messages for today. Calling in all the divine spirits, divine ancestor guides. Help us to read, interpret, and understand the messages for today. All right, let's see what we get for the coming week. And sorry, too many cards. Just to let you know, if you like my work, you might want to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I don't do personal readings. All right, we got the first card, which is maintaining balance. Wonderful. All right, two more messages from the divine. Please help us with the messages for today. I like the way it flew, actually. All right, one more card. One more card, please. Sorry, too many cards. Just one card, please. Okay, perfect. All right. And under the bottom of the deck, we have offerings of devotion. First, let's go ahead and check out the meaning of these messages. The first one says maintaining balance. You can see the picture of Ardhanarishwara, which is Lord Shiva and Lord Parvati, all in the creation. So the second card is friend or enemy, and the third one is mode of goodness. So let's check the message from the first card, which is maintaining balance. This is from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 16, that says natyasnatas tu yogisti na chekantakam amastnata na chatisvapnasilasya jagrato neva charjana. One can have no success in yoga if one eats too much or eats too little, nor can one be successful if one sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. So it is likely or a possibility that your sleep cycles is not perfect. Now, what is called a perfect sleep cycle is a harmonious nature. In fact, let's go to the point. When you understand through vibrations, you create that energy or aura around you after you get ample sleep. But that does not happen if you don't take ample sleep. Sleep is directly related to our subconscious as well as unconscious states of mind. Now, we don't need to delve too much into those states because we don't know how reality is functioning, how the universe works. We don't need to work on that. What we need to work on is maintaining balance. Now, as you can see, this figure is itself a representation of divine masculine and divine feminine. Shiva is Parvati, Parvati is Shiva. So your divine energies is in sync only when you take proper sleep. Do not skip meals, take proper meals, don't eat too much, everything in moderation. That's the message from this card. So whatever you do, in fact, there's a very wise saying that excess of everything is bad. You take anything in your life and do it in excess, it's bad. So maintaining balance is the time when you need to put brakes upon. Think for a moment. What do you do in your entire day, which is something which you feel bad about? If you regret that, it's a decision that you might want to take rather than dragging yourself to this point when you're affecting the balance in your life. Balance is all about proper sleep, proper food eating in moderation, and then there are subtle changes which happens in your conscious states when you balance your energies. Now we're not moving into what changes and what chakras and how your consciousness moves. We are just talking about how do we make our lives better. The way to make our lives better is by taking proper sleep and eating that too in moderation. Now, if you are able to do that, understand that this is the foundation stone of your evolution, be it your spiritual life or your life in general. Friend or enemy. The message is from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, verse 6, which says, Bandhur Atmat Manastasya yenat maivatmana jita anat manastu satrutve vartetameva satruvat. For one who has controlled the mind, it is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, it remains the greatest enemy. As you can understand, that is, if there is a losing of balance in the sense that there are things or habits or toxic cycles which are getting repeated, it might lead to an imbalance of the mind. And if there is imbalance in the mind, there is imbalance in the body. Same goes the other way around. So understand that there are things that you might be doing throughout your week or throughout these months or maybe even years. It could be something which is very painful, but you're not addressing it. You're not able to destroy or let that thought move away from your mind. It's very simple logic that if you want to try to avoid something, your mind always wants to not to avoid it. So understand that you have to find your way to balance your life, and things you might want to keep in mind is proper sleep, proper food eating in moderation. And then when you actually understand the the true essence of your mind, you can actually be the friend of the mind and not the enemy. So understand that you are fighting a battle within yourself. It's a needless battle because it's this battle is happening in your mind, the right and the wrong. So understand that when you understand the energy aspect of your life, you will have the power to overcome the bad or against. Your goodness will prevail. It'll take charge of your life all by itself. So what I sense is at this point in time, you just need to find that balance or rhythm which can help you fight your own negativities. And yes, there are times when your negativity takes control of you. That's the point when you need to be more aware, because when you do something which is incorrect, you just don't need to address it because the mind has addressed it already and it has not taken care of it. So you have to move towards creating that bhav. Bhav is the word in Hindi which means that you have to create that wave. You can say it's a kind of a shock because it's a game turner in your own life. So maintain the balance so that you can understand how to accompany your mind towards the mode of goodness. A beautiful picture. I consider this to be a twin flame card because we have Lord Krishna and Radha. This is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 38, which says, Yat tadagre visham iva pariname martopamam tat sukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. Happiness in the mode of goodness may in the beginning seem like poison, but at the end it's just like nectar, for it is born out of the peace of self realization. What a fantastic way to understand what's coming for you this week. So you keep the balance, sleep in moderation, work with yourself. This week is all about yourself right now. It's not about anybody else outside. It's not about your office, not about your home. This coming week is about yourself. When you're able to create the right balance, you understand that your mind is your friend, and that's the point when you will realize that you are emitting that divine nectar from within your mind itself. That divine nectar is that oneness of this twin flame. So your twin is your mind itself. The energy states of your mind is trying to give you directions. It's trying to tell you where do you need to go in life at this point. It's not that your negativities will take control. It says, mind you, if you create happiness, it might seem like poison. That's the thing that the divine is trying to tell you. You might feel like it's poison, it's affecting your body or mind, but in actuality, you are destroying that evil or that negative sensation or the thought. The very thought of negativity is like poison. So when you start creating the goodness, is the time you would realize that your nectar is the divine force which is flowing within yourself. And at the bottom of the deck, Like I showed you, the card is offerings of devotion. This is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 26-27, which says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tad aham bhakti upahartam ashnami prayatat manah. If one offers me with love and devotion a flower, a fruit, a leaf, or even water, I accept it. Whatever you do or eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerities you perform, do as an offering to me. So, the coming week is not just about maintaining the required balance. It's not just about befriending your enemy. I'm sorry, befriending your mind. It's not just about creating the divine nectar, but offering it to Lord. Understand that this is a message from the Lord Himself, the Guru of all gurus. Lord Shiva. So he mentions, in fact, these are the words from the Bhagavad Gita, but it is something which Lord Shiva has talked about. It is something which is the way he is open to a person who is trying to seek that divine. You just don't need to buy a very costly bunch of flowers and offer him at the temple. So be it your God, be it whichever form you're worshiping your God, you have to understand that your offering, the most important offering, is the nectar of your spirit. It is an unending force of conscious energy. So it should not create turbulence in your mind. Your mind should not be turbulent. You should not be the enemy of your own mind. When you create the balance, you will have the filter of your mind to take control and understand what is right and what is wrong. When you keep moving towards it, you would realize that your divine nectar is your conscious force that you're creating. So you know that you have maintained the balance, you know that you have been a friend to your mind. You will start to let the nectar flow from your mind. When that flows, Lord will accept that too as an offering, because seeking the divine is not about offering itself, but when you fold hands, you are offering your spirit to the divine. So understand that you don't need to be too much showing that divinity to anybody, not even to the Lord Himself. You just need to be true to yourself. When you create that truth, when you create that truth, you would understand that you have created more value for your life. And that's the divine message for today. Jai Shri Krishna.